God says, stop worrying about this. Be still for a moment. Slow your breath. Let your heart settle. This message is not meant to rush you. It is meant to reach you. God says, stop worrying about this. Not because it doesn't matter, but because you are not meant to carry it alone. You've been thinking too much, replaying the past, trying to predict the future, holding questions that have no answers yet. And God is gently saying, my child, you are exhausting your mind over something I am already handling. Worry has become a habit, not because you lack faith, but because you care deeply. You worry because you want things to work out. You worry because you don't want to fail. You worry because you don't want to be disappointed again. But God says you don't need to worry to prove you care. Trust is enough. Think about this for a moment. How many things did you worry about in the past that God already brought you through? The nights you thought you wouldn't survive, the moments you felt lost, the situations that looked impossible. Yet here you are. God says, if I carried you then, why do you think I will abandon you now? You are worrying about how it will happen. God is focused on when and why. You are worrying about the details. God is working on the bigger picture. You are worrying about tomorrow, but God is asking you to live fully today. God says, stop worrying about what you cannot control. That is not your responsibility. Some things are not yours to fix. Some answers are not yours to force. Some doors will only open when the time is right. Worry makes you feel busy, but it doesn't make you productive. It drains your strength quietly. It steals your peace slowly. And God says, I never asked you to carry this weight. You worry about money, but God reminds you of the times you were provided for unexpectedly. You worry about people, but God reminds you that He removes what is unhealthy and replaces it with what you truly need. You worry about being behind in life, but God says, there is no race. There is only your journey. Everyone grows at a different pace. Everyone blooms in a different season. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. God says, what I have planned for you cannot miss you. You worry about your mistakes, but God says, I use broken pieces to build stronger futures. Nothing you've been through is wasted. Not the pain, not the delay, not the disappointment. God sees what you don't see. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the silence is preparation. Sometimes the struggle is shaping you for what's next. God says, stop worrying about who walked away. Some people were meant to leave so you could grow without limitation. Their absence is not rejection. It is redirection. God says, stop worrying about being misunderstood. The people meant to understand you will. God says, stop worrying about proving yourself. You don't need approval when you have purpose. When worry tries to take over your mind, remember this. If God woke you up today, He is not done with you. If you still have breath, you still have purpose. If you are still standing, you are still protected. God says, rest your heart. Release the fear. Let me work. Faith does not mean you never feel afraid. It means you trust God even when you do. So when worry whispers, what if it doesn't work out? Faith replies, what if it works out better than I imagined? Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. God says, peace begins when you surrender. You don't have to know the next step. You just have to trust the one guiding you. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with your heart. What's coming will make sense of what you're going through now. God has not forgotten you. God has not ignored your prayers. God is not late. He is working, even when you don't see it, even when you don't feel it, even when it's quiet. So today, choose trust over worry. Choose peace over fear. Choose faith over control. And remember this. God says, stop worrying about this. I've got you.